pounds, that's a fact. Landscape, them details, yeah, you know I'm pushing that. 8-ball, quarter pocket, yeah, you know I cut that. L dance with Adidas on, all that drip stats. Got your bitch in the lag, pimpin' hard, that's a fact. Out of state, yeah, in town, man, this hoe is a rat. Niggas hatin', that's whack. I'm just starting like my dad. Birdman got the drip on me, bitch, I'm stacking up racks. I like what I live, never tall, never steal. Two-tone, no flash shit, Cadillac with the grill. Leather wood on the wheel, smoke good, how I feel. Shining like I got a deal, turned up, no chill. Ring, ring, it won't stop ringing. Money calling back, I gotta go get it. Ring, 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 it won't stop ringing. Money calling back, I gotta go get it. Ring, 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 it won't stop ringing. Money calling back, I gotta go get it. Ring, 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 it won't stop ringing. Money calling back, I gotta go get it. Hard work, no play. Kids hungry, ain't they? Punch clock and I'm trapping hard. Food up on the plate. I stay in my own lane. Living life and I'm great. Lost tail with the steak. I was locked down in the breaks. In the grass with the snakes. Never talk with the jakes. No man don't feel homie. Hit him hard with the shake. Never snitch, don't relate. Never switch over cake. 3 stripes with the Drake. Ride around with the apes. Ring, ring, it won't stop ringing. Money calling back, I gotta go get it. Ring, 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 it won't stop ringing. Money calling back, I gotta go get it. Ring, 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 it won't stop ringing. Money calling back, I gotta go get it. Ring, 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 it won't stop ringing. Money calling back, I gotta go get it.
Love, nigga, the swag contagious. Bitch from the kicks to the fragrance. Me and my nigga the hottest. Your boyfriend get mad when you play us. Nigga that drip so amazing. Produce track just blazing. Came up from basement. Now bitches take faces. Now I said let's do a track and I made it. Now I'm in the booth cooking up greatness. Shout out to all of my haters. Finally you looking yellow purple like the Lakers. The girl picks you like I done had naked. Now later aviators swinging. Fuck as you thinking. Bitch I got flavor. My story, his story and I'm making. Man we cooking up, popping like bacon. Bitch move that ass, thought it was Matrix. Stretch pants, man, I thought it was naked. Gotta close my eyes, I cannot take it. Told her shake ain't spread, baby, come break it. Or fake dead, no time be wasted. Taking straight shots, get what I'm saying? Life too short, I am not playing. I might fuck a net like I'm jacking off. That pussy get killed, yeah, I whacked it off. I've been so annoyed because of this virus, a nigga get shot if a nigga cough. I fuck my plug bitch and I rip them off. Big boss like Ricky Ross, you gotta get yours. I gotta get mine, I be going so hard in my leather soft. Too many niggas be lying and faking and saying they made it with no dough. I'm savvy with business and trying to make millions, so fuck views, I'm selling out shows. Man, fuck pussy, hey, I'm slutting out hoes. Big sales, shit, everything goes. Mouth closed, baby, nobody knows. Get money, shit, as long as it shows. As long as it shows? As long as it shows. I tell them they can't fuck with the flow. Brian James, baby, give it a go. Steph Curry, I knock off his nose. Hold on, I knock out his goals. Wrist tone, about 80 below. Watch me get dope. Watch how I sound like a star and watch your bitch come out of clothes. Yeah.
This is another 419 Grind exclusive. Wake up, Toledo. Wake your ass up. You're listening to the 419 Grinds Rise and Grind Morning Show. Rep your city. Visit us online at the419grind.com. are now listening to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, presented by 419 The Grind. This is another 419 Grind exclusive. Toledo, rep your city. Visit us online at the419grind.com.
Good morning. What's up? It's Thursday. It's Thankful Thursday. Right here on the all-new Rise and Grind Morning Show. Want to thank you for your patience. Want to say good morning in your travel, wherever you got going on. Today is going to be one of those days we really going to have to pull in and rely on each other, because I'm telling you, the enemy is working, and it is crazy. It is your boy, Big Trees, and Miss Leah Renee. Good morning, Leah. Hey. And we got our interns in the show right now. I don't care what you got going on in your life. You got to take a moment to unplug, refresh, hit the refresh button on yourself, hit your heart, tap it one time, because it's all about energy today. And you got to watch your spirit. Early this morning, I'm talking about, it was on me. I don't know if it was on you, but early this morning, I got a chance to play a little basketball this morning, about 5:30. And man, I'm talking about what was going on and what we saw yesterday with the Breonna Taylor. As soon as I get in the gym, a non-black person just went straight for me, and I almost bit his head off. So I just want to tell everybody this morning, watch your spirit. Watch your spirit, because right now, Leah, we are under attack. This is really what you would call in 2020. This is a systematic racist war. We are really at war right now, systematically. So when we talk about the war, civil wars, different wars, this is a systematic war right now. And it has a lot to do with our mental. So you gotta protect your energy today. And I'm talking about, I'm fresh out the bed, he jumped dead on me. So with that being said, again, I want to say rise and grind to all the grinders this morning. We got a great show lined up. Leah, I don't know, with all this crazy stuff going on, the weather's been very pleasant.
Yeah, the weather's been pleasant. Thank God, because so many unpleasant things going on in the world. So we're glad that the weather is looking good. Currently 61 degrees, mostly sunny. It's gonna be all right.
All right, that's right. Just take a minute, but I ask that you do. If you got to unplug, just step away, because again, we got to keep the energy. We got a great show this morning, and I'm telling you, the enemy is working. But I tell you what, I like what Leah hat always says. She says, give me a minute. But her hat says, not today, Satan. You won't get this one. You won't win this one. But you got to get yourself away again, because you got to worry about who energy is that's picking up on that. So I'm always big on that. As you driving in your car, wherever you may be going, protect yourself, protect your energy, because it weighs off on other people. So make sure that you're together before you try to do something. So, because it's a lot of work.
Yes.
It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of weight when you're really carrying what's going on. But Leah, we got a great show today.
Yes.
And from what I hear in the streets, Leah, we might not only be nominated, we might even win the Toledo City Paper Best Local Podcast in the 419.
Yes, we're going to win it.
Hey, so no, man, I'm talking about, if not, it's going to be like the election, Leah. It's rigged.
Right.
Because we popping. So right now, make sure, on our next break, make sure that you go to the Toledo City Paper. You know, y'all got these phones now. Leah and them always tease me in the studio because I got a phone. You can go straight to your other screen. Go to, you know how y'all scroll up. Go to the other screen, Toledo City Paper. Vote Best Local Podcast. And, as Leah always say, what, Leah?
Best anchor duo.
Period, Pooh. So, again, this is the all-new Rise and Grind show. And Leah, as I was driving today, and it was so crazy, I was driving to the gym this morning, I got mad. Like, I got to protect my space. That Breonna Taylor,
Man.
What concerns me most is who issued the warrant and what actually is going to take place. Because some of us, and we really talking about the black, and the views of this and this comment does not reflect the 419 Grind podcast. But stop playing, because y'all going to get somebody fucked up, America. And I really mean that, because we not going to keep taking that type of those type of responses and thinking that it's okay that somebody can just be murdered, who was, even in her case, an essential worker trying to do her best, even if in her mistakes. And then the bullets that the officer shot, they said that's why they're charging the officer, because he could have wounded somebody in the other room when y'all done killed somebody in front of y'all. What?
Man, I can't.
And then it was so crazy because the attorney general, listen, if you got folks in your family that really ain't, that's your skin color, but they really ain't for the common goal, check your people right now. Like, this is, check your people. Don't get in here and they really ain't for the cause. Like this attorney general, and that's where this political stuff gets so dicey, because when he responded, we did a thorough investigation, Leah.
Yeah.
So what I want to do, I want to go to a break, and when we get back, don't go nowhere. I really want to go to a break real quick. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got a great show, and when we come back, we get a chance to talk to the newest city council person. Hey, so y'all don't go nowhere. It's the all new Rise and Grind morning show. It's your boy Big Trees. Hear me?
If you're tired of church as usual and you're looking for something invigorating, exciting with passion, then the Greater New Psalmist Baptist Church, 3251 Glendale, is the place for you. We are a people that's determined to occupy all streets while cultivating cultural change. The only thing's missing is you. Meet us at 3251 Glendale Avenue as we continue to be relevant and occupy all streets while cultivating cultural change.
Is Sandy Brown, owner of the Toledo Threat basketball organization, and I have some great news. The Toledo Threat are officially joining the 419 Grind podcast with our new show, Nothing But Net. On the show, you'll see athletes, coaches, and even community leaders who have nothing but net careers. Now, they may have hit a few bricks along the way, but with hard work and dedication, they're now seeing a consistent shot within their careers. You can catch us right here every Wednesday at 7 o'clock starting September 30th on the 419 Grind podcast. Until then, nothing but net.
Money calling back, it gotta go.
That's right. That's right. It's the all new Rise and Grind morning show. Want to thank each and every last one of you that's weighing in this morning. Good morning, grinders. Hey, just want to say good morning to TJ, Dr. Hall. How you doing? Brianne. Oh, that's DJ Breezy. Okay. That Brianna be getting me sometime. Cara. Hey, Tia again. All those that's watching. Good morning. Thank you for grinding with us this morning. And this is that real podcast, the #1 urban podcast in the country, Leah, where we really get to talk to folks that's making decisions that will be based on our life. And today, we got a special guest in the studio. So I'm excited, and I'm a little hesitant because when you get really excited for a friend, y'all ever just had a family member or a friend you was just happy for?
Yeah.
And you like, my people, like when your people winning, it's like, ooh. So, you know, I'm gonna try not to be biased because we got viewers, we got listeners, and they are continually to grow. And they've been waiting on this conversation. I can tell you, when I posted it this morning, like the live is jumping, the listening, and the YouTube. You can even go live on your phone. But I would like to introduce Toledo's newest city councilwoman. Make some noise. Yeah.
Thank you, Trees.
Beautiful black woman.
Thank you.
What Charlamagne? Peaceful, got it. Yeah, man. What's up? Now, you know, I got to change mode, y'all. What's up? Good morning, Councilwoman Williams.
Good morning, Montrese. Thank you. I just want to say thank you for inviting me. I know I reached out to you first.
Oh, it was at the same damn time. Oh, Councilwoman, I'm sorry, we cuss a little bit in here, so I know you got to just be careful because you can expect the unexpected, and I might say some shit that I don't want them to hold back to you as you continue to grow in the walk. I'm off the cuff.
I've been knowing you a long time. You know, I know what you're gonna do.
I'm off the cuff with this thing.
You know what you're dealing with, huh?
Yeah, I do. I appreciate who Treese is and how he navigates through conversations. I actually invited Treese to come speak to my kids a few times, and he was a guest speaker at one of my graduations, so he definitely makes an impact. So I appreciate him and who he is. So he's always been real. So
and thank you for that. And yeah, we thank you for being in the 419 Grind Studio. So those that's not listening, Councilwoman, when you walked in the studio, what was your feeling? What was the type of welcome that you received when you walked into the 419 Grind Studios?
Well, I mean, just period, Treese, you family at this point. We've been knowing each other since Nose running Douglas Center, Mr. Bill. Like, we've been knowing each other since Indiana. So, I mean, I'm always welcomed. First of all, I'm never a stranger wherever I go, just because of who I am and how I was raised. So everybody becomes family. So it was definitely good. I seen, you know how I do. I always be grilling the kids about what they got going on. She already like, dang, I ready?
Hey, she walked in early, y'all, with our intern. She knows them personally. And that's one thing about the city of Toledo. You can be from the streets to the suites and you can know some individuals. But again, we thank you. And that's what we try to create here at the 419 studios. And you kind of alluded to who you were and who we are, which makes it difficult sometimes because people gonna know that you have a real relationships with real people. Mm-hmm. And now you're on a political side. Mm-hmm. So before we get into that, because that's where things is gonna get blurry, because you have been a supporter of your efforts, your energy, and time to so many people around the city, and now you have to wear that hat that some might look at, well, damn, you did it for me back then. So it's gonna go a little differently. So just tell those that's listening, who is Councilwoman Williams? Bernice Williams. Listen.
Okay. Come on.
Go. I mean, walk us from elementary all the way up to now. Yeah.
So, dang.
It's a long story, huh?
You know, it is a long story.
That girl went to St. Teresa.
I did go to St. Teresa's.
Oh,
I went to St. Teresa's Readiness. I went to St. Teresa's Readiness. So, I'm a daughter. I'm a mother. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. I'm a cousin. I'm a everything, honestly. But I grew up on Indiana. I started off on we started off on Woodland. Let's take it all the way back, 705 Woodland with Mary and John Patterson. We called her Bay. That was my grandparents. So on Woodland, back in the day, let me tell you what, that was, we all still are real close. Everybody that grew up on Woodland are still real close. So when we see each other, it's all love. So started off on Woodland. I lived in several houses in District 4 as well as in District 1. But 705 Woodland is where it started, and also 2210 Rosewood, which is Lorraine Quinn Whitaker, which is my grandmother. So my grandparents made a very deep impact in me. I had amazing grandparents, but it all started on Indiana.
Okay.
let's the rise of Vanice Williams started on Indiana. I mean, you got the Pattersons and the Quinns and the Sparks is my blood.
Okay.
But my brother, my sister.
You can say names on here so they know.
Oh, let's go.
Because it's you
my
too.
My brother is Courtney Patterson. Courtney Patterson. I gotta tell you,
that's your brother.
He's everything
to me.
Courtney,
that's your niece then.
That's my niece. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
See, I told you the city.
Listen, my brother is my brothers. I got two brothers, but one of them is younger than me. That his name is Van, and he lives in Georgia. But my brother Courtney, like everybody knows.
Look, they already calling
my
like
heart. My brother, my heart. Like my brother Courtney. Okay, go ahead.
Well, actually, this thing jumping. I was waiting to hear. Come on, that a good morning on our new Rise and Grind morning show. We were still in the intro. Who do we have on the call? Hold on, that's me. We got a little technical difficulty, but I
Come
got
on,
you.
Trees, get it together.
Call it early. That's right. That's why. Expect the unexpected on our new Rise and Grind. Thank you for calling this morning. Who's our caller?
My man, this is Mr. Pope.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Pope?
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Hey,
man,
Mr.
I'm
Pope.
good. I woke up.
Man, I'm talking about that's a beautiful
Praise
thing.
God. Praise God.
But look here, I live in District 4 on LaGrange and Central.
Okay.
Oh, man. Well, I want to say this, Mr. Pope. We were still in the intro introducing our newest councilwoman, so we thank you for responding to the post, but she was in the intro. But what's your question this morning?
I'd like to know what is she going to do different in this district that hasn't been done.
All right.
That hasn't been, because it's a mess over here, man.
It is. I lived over
nasty.
there. I lived over on Walnut Street, Walnut and Utica. People was peeing on the side of my house. Yeah, I lived over there, Walnut and Utica, for 15 years.
You know, since the Polish Festival left, it's just done got worse.
Okay.
It really, it's bad over here.
Well, I'll be over there. I'll be over there, Mr. Pope. Just trust and believe. I'm not scared of anything. I'm ready to get down and get dirty with you. So what you want me to do?
So this is you.
Love it.
What's your name, Vanice?
There you go.
Let me tell you my real name because people say it wrong. My name is Vanice.
Vanice?
Vanice.
Vanice.
Yes.
I won't make that mistake again.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Treese even been sitting up here. He know my name, Vanice. He out here Vanicing me.
Well, I would like to talk with you in person one day, Miss Vanice.
I'll be over there
and show you some things that I'm concerned about.
I will be over there.
She coming over there.
You know what a Zablocki Center is?
I do.
I live right next door to it, right next to the parking lot.
Yes, he do. Mr. Pope, just for those that, because I know Mr. Pope, literally, and I thank you, Mr. Pope. Number one, how'd you know that she was going to be on the show? And number two, please.
Well, I'm looking at it on Facebook.
Come on, Mr. Pope. See that post we had earlier? Do you have your reading glass on, Mr. Pope? Because they picking with us.
I'm nosy, so
Me too.
And I'm very concerned about my neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Pope, for those that don't know, because this is a opportunity and a platform to reach all generations, can you please kind of give our viewers and our listeners a little bit about Mr. Pope? And I say that specifically, Mr. Pope, because sometimes we think just young people are listening. Mr. Pope, please give us a little bit about your background. We know where you stay next to the Zablocki Center, but a little bit of your walking journey, because I want people to know that this is a real interactive podcast from all walks of life.
Well, I can proudly say that I never had a felony.
He went straight to it.
And, you know, I worked all
That's
my life.
serious.
You know, I went to Spencer Sharples, was raised out in the country for a little while. Started working for Toledo Public Schools at the age of 18 and retired at the age of 51.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
I
much
appreciate
for your
that
service.
too.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Yeah.
Pope, for that. Because I mean, that education is what I do. I love the kids.
Yeah, so
And Mr.
that's basically my background.
What school you went to,
always
Mr.
been a
Pope?
hardworking man, you know.
What high
I
school
love
you went
taking
to?
care of my property.
Well, and you do got a nice prop, and he dressed very nice, y'all. Mr. Pope, what high school you went to?
I went to Libby. I'm a cowboy for life.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Pope, we thank you for calling in on the All New Rise and Grind show. She would definitely reach out to you, and you know how to get in touch with me. What you having for breakfast this morning?
Fried potatoes and onions.
Oh, can you have that ready for me when I come over that way, Mr. Pope? I like to eat.
You're very welcome. You be welcome.
Mr. Pope, thank you so much for calling the All New Rise and Grind morning show.
Pope, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Leah, that's what I'm talking about. When we get calls like that from seasoned individuals in the community, and we know with our seasoned community, they got questions off the rip. Mm-hmm. So what does that say, Leah, when you hear and we get a chance to know that we're reaching all platforms of individuals?
Well, that makes me feel great because we want to reach everyone. We don't, people ask me sometimes, like, what's your target market? And I say everyone. I want to reach every single possible soul that I can. So I think that's amazing that Mr. Pope is tuning in and listening.
That is
grinding with us.
Especially because, a lot of our, elders don't even deal with social media. They won't even waste their time. So I love the fact that
they'll tell their kids to post something.
Yeah. So I love the fact that he's on social media and he could be watching anything this morning, but he's watching us, and that makes me feel I'm flattered. I mean,
absolutely,
that's amazing.
And that's why Councilwoman Williams, we enjoy this because we get to draw energy from our viewers. I'm sure you have people on your line. But I want to kind of go back to some of the points that Mr. Pope made in terms of, okay, so we know that what high school did you go to first?
Okay. Jessup W. Scott High School. I'm a Bulldog for life.
Big shout out to all the Bulldog. If you are a Bulldog, hit the live button this morning. If you are TPS, hit the live and love button right now. Listen, because when y'all make that call, we got a Bulldog intern in here, and she hitting it. Yeah. The live is jumping right now, and they hitting it on the live. And what I would like for you to do is, number one, why did you throw your name in the hat to be considered a council person, and then the district that you threw your name into the pot of over 100-some people?
So what made me throw it in,
and it landed.
and I honestly, it definitely took me by surprise because I know it was some really qualified people that had put their names in there, and I'm no better than anybody else. But I put it in there because I'm a servant. That's what I do. I'm a community person. I'm a servant. And I definitely wanted to make sure that gap didn't go too long. And when you are a community person and you're a servant, you have to take risk. And you have to take risk that will be out of your own box. And though I always liked to be sort of behind the scenes, doing things because I'm not boastful. I'm very humble. I just knew that it was time for me to step it up. God got a plan for me. His plan for me is not my own. Yes. Every time I make plans, they always change. Yeah. And as soon as I don't follow what he tells me to do, I feel it in my spirit. It's a heavy weighing on me, and I didn't want to feel that. So that's why I put my name in there.
Did you get discouraged when you saw the number of applicants or potential individuals? Were you ever discouraged at that time?
I was not discouraged because, like I said, my plans don't mean anything. Like I just said, if I get an interview, I got it. I said that to myself. And, a couple people said, well, it's some real heavy hitters in there, some real political people, some seasoned political people. I said, well, I'm not a politician. I'm just want to take care of where I live at. And also Lorraine Quinn Whitaker, I will never not give her due. She was my grandmother. She passed away January 17, 2017, and she worked her tail off for her community. She fought to save Scott. She was on the Alumni Association. She worked at what was it called? CSI. Okay. Children's Study Institute. For 30
those that
years.
Remember CSI, you remember CSI here in the 419.
Yeah, that was like the kids' jail, right? Yeah. Okay.
Well, it was her home for 30 years, and she took care of kids.
Wow.
And she opened her door to some of those kids that got out and couldn't go home. She took care of them herself.
Mm-hmm. It was her actual home?
No. Oh. Like she worked there.
Okay, got you.
That was for 30 years she worked there, and she worked tirelessly
Yes.
to make sure that the kids were taken care of and had a voice and were given good direction.
Yes.
So why District 4? I live over there. A lot of people think District 4 is.
You still live there?
I still live there.
That.
I still
love
live there.
that.
My grandmother left me her house
I
at
love
2210 Rosewood. Please don't come knock on my door unless you call.
I know that's right.
But
Yeah, we on that, so be
love
cool
that.
because she got a real squad over there. But you're right, Leah. When you see somebody that's in the neighborhood that is in your walk, what I heard you say is that your passion, your purpose, it's kind of been in your DNA from your grandmother on down to serve.
Mm-hmm.
So those that will say, well, what that got to do with policies and the political approach, where are you in that part of your growth or your stance with being in leadership?
So I'm a student of life. Any arena that I get in, I try to learn it. I try to work fervently to get it. And honestly, it's really just learning and using your knowledge that you already have. My grandmother, she was a closet politician. Like every time I'm sitting over there like, Grandma, can we watch something else? We got to watch CNN. Like
day long.
even to the day before I put her in hospice. Before I had to put her in hospice, we was watching the election and we was talking about it and doing all that.
Yeah.
So my grandmother, I got it from my grandmother.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, my grandmother, because she actually, she was the very being I am right now.
Yeah.
I just want to make her proud, honestly.
Yes, I love that. I think it's great that you mentioned purpose and passion and how you said, or originally, I don't know if you said this or not, but did you in the beginning ever see yourself being, a council person, or this
No.
God just kind of led you into
No.
your purpose?
Girl, do this. That's all that I got. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, she's super." No, I'm not super religious, but I just listen. I listen to what I'm told.
Yes. And I think it's so important that you speak on that because there are so many young people and just people, period. I don't even want to say young people. There's people even our age who haven't yet found their purpose and they don't know why they're put on this earth and they're working a job or, doing something that has nothing to do with their purpose. They're not lined up with their purpose. And, that's a big thing because we all were put here for one, not one specific reason, but for a purpose. God has a purpose for each one of our lives. And when we ignore his voice,
Yes.
like you said, our plans, you want to see God laugh, tell him your plan, I mean, our
And
plans.
he laughs hard.
Every single time I call myself having a plan,
Girl,
so
gone.
it's very important. And I
Right.
like that you, made that, made that clear. Like, this was my purpose.
Right.
This was what God spoke to me and told me to do. And this is what I'm doing. And for you, like you said, I just want to be a servant. I just want to rebuild my community. I want to be a staple in this community. And, I want to see my community thrive. And
right.
that to me is just amazing,
Thank
because
you.
there's not enough, people.
Right.
There's not enough of us, out here doing that.
Right.
And so that gives me hope.
Absolutely, and that's a big word because when we talk about hope, we oftentimes, and we didn't want to bring you in here and just ask you so what are your plans? What do you want? No, we need to get in this thing for real because people really are looking to, they always hear you hear Leah say we need hope, we need change. We got to get in there a little bit deeper in that fabric to say what is change.
What is it?
So when you said
Keyword.
that you're a community person, you're a student to learning, is there any type of learning or training that you have to go through now to learn some of these ethics and political pieces that you'll be doing in the days ahead?
So I have a lot to learn.
I bet. I can only imagine.
I had my first city council meeting on Tuesday, and stayed up literally all night reading.
And they say it's part-time.
Reading the ordinances and making sure that I'm abreast of what I'm voting on.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna say yes or no when I don't know what I'm
Right,
doing.
right.
One thing I I do like is that everybody has been super helpful. And
Watch that. They trying. Oh no.
No. I'm talking about like the aides and the clerks in the city council office.
They was just trying to get
the team around you.
Yes, they have an amazing clerk, Jerry. He's very helpful. I got a binder that I'm reading through. But like with anything in life, I definitely take it serious.
Yeah.
Well, I take it serious to a certain extent to where it's not going to stress me out.
Yes.
I'm not going to allow, because I have been, and we just talked about this not too long ago, I have been in positions where I got high blood pressure. And don't please everybody, don't take this as I'm going to be lackadaisy. But I will work hard. But I will not work myself to death in that manner. Right. I will make sure that I'm knowledgeable and I gain that knowledge and I work my butt off, because I represent my family. And one thing that I've always talked to my grandmother about is our legacies. When she died, she had a line full of people out there of change that she affected that I didn't even know.
Right.
Like,
just people
where
that
you come from?
That impact
people from out of town and everywhere was coming and were coming in the funeral home, and I was just overwhelmed with her legacy.
Yes.
And that's something that's big, is I want my legacy to lead my daughter on.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I feel like learning as much as I can from the people will be bigger than learning that binder.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to definitely learn the binder. But learning,
it's that field work. That's
right. Learning the different people, because one thing that I know is I've walked every street in District 4.
Yes.
Absolutely.
At some point in my life, I walked from Dorr Street to Bush Street.
Yeah. I love the fact that you said that you still live in your neighborhood. And you know, Mr. Pope called and he's like, you know, I want to know what you're going to do differently than the last person. And he was even shocked when you were like, you know, he's like, I live on such and such. And you're like, oh, yeah, I live there too.
I used to live on Walnut Utica down the street from the Quality.
And he was shocked. He was like, what?
15
what?
years.
Yeah, what you did? You
Absolutely.
know, so
15 years. I lived in the Moody Manor as well. From the age of 18 to I moved on Walnut in 04. Yeah, I lived in the
you
Moody
had that apartment that everybody used to come over?
Yep.
Did you have a little stereo with the little green or red button that you push the glass and then pop open?
I had a surround sound.
Oh, that's when it first hit?
With a big screen TV and black leather furniture.
From Rent-A-Center, and was hoping that they didn't come and get
Nope, my cousin Deidre gave it to me.
Awesome.
But yeah, I definitely, I mean, listen, I grew up playing at City Park, growing up at Smith Park. Those were at Mott with Miss Judy.
And it's so important. It's so important that especially our youth see people who look just like them, who've grown up in the neighborhoods they've grown up in, these positions of power. So speaking of your position, you know, because there are many people out there who don't even know exactly, you know, they may be sitting watching this thinking like, I don't even know what a city council person does. I don't know who she is. I don't know what they talking about. I don't know what's going on. What exactly do city council people do?
So they do a lot. I'm finding out the biggest thing is actually be that mouthpiece for an advocate for the constituents that live over there, and advocate for things that's needed over in that neighborhood. We have District 4 is hugely underserved.
Yeah.
Can you let people know what District 4 consists of?
Ooh.
The areas.
Ooh.
Give the outline anyway. The outline from what to what.
So all of downtown to, I think, what is it? Smith Park. And then City Park is in it. North End is in it. So I could draw a map and it's all jagged and messed up. So when you say part of a street, so I won't say a street. I'll just say Wilson Park is in there. So I'll say Scott. You got Scott. Some kids that used to go to Libby. You got some kids that go to Woodward over there. So those are the major schools over there.
Absolutely. And and when she said, she got downtown. So when you think about Toledo, you got downtown, you got over on the north end by Woodward, then you come back over by South Side, leading up to Detroit and Dorr. And it's huge. I heard you say, as you were sharing with Leah, the legacy. I think it's so important that people remember that fame is when they know your name.
Yeah. Yep.
Notoriety is when they know your work.
Absolutely.
When you mentioned about having your first city council person and a lot of the work that you have to do, what about when you don't understand that shit? Like, that's a lot of reading and them amendment. What are you going to do when you don't understand what the hell is on that piece of paper that you got to read? Where would you get help?
I ain't scared to ask. I ask whoever I need to ask, I'm going to. I've never been a scared person. I mean, I done grew up too hard to be scared of anything. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
so you can say, I may not know the answer, but I will find it.
I will find out. Listen, I will call every person in the city to, hey, you know how to do this? Yes, that's one thing that I'm not. Like I said, I'm a student of life.
And again, shout out to your team because, like you said, I mean, it definitely pays and it makes it all that much more easy to do your job when you have a solid team around you.
Ooh, that's a good point, Leah. But hey, we got to go pay bills right now. We got more. Y'all don't want to go because I'm about to ask her some juicy questions, y'all. So don't go nowhere. It's the all-new Rise and Grind Morning Show presented to you by the 419 Grind Podcast exclusive. And while we go to break, make sure you go to the Toledo City Paper and vote for us, the best local podcast. We have an exclusive interview with Councilwoman Vanice Williams.
Thank you very much. Y'all in these earrings?
Oh well, stop playing with these niggas.
Come back some. I ain't never got it. Oh, nigga, all shit. Told my niggas when I signed the deal, that mean we all rich. Never was a hooper, but still I managed to ball, bitch. Pull up in the foreign bougie, bitch, like what you call this? Hey, don't get too close, hold this a dog whip. 20 bands, all 100 blues, this a dog knit. When I get out of pocket, baby, I dog shit. She ain't know which one of us to choose, so we all hit. Hey, 392s back to back, catch me speeding in the rape. I ain't cruising in the scat. Hey, she slopped the dick like she done snoozed in my lap. Hoes ain't used to want to fuck, but now they do it cause I rap. Wait, or do they fuck me off the racks? I know I don't want no kids, I still fuck without a strap. I don't even beef with niggas, but around they be the Mac. Claiming me a jack, boy, it ain't shit to get him jacked, nigga. I just gotta rush too much and chase niggas. You alright, I run with snakes and they be fitting in his Chubby his body, get the tearing up his legs. These niggas cap, I swear to God, I'm so sick of it. Two twin hoes, knock them down, call that 911. Won 100 bands every week, fucking 9 to 7. That boy, he ain't never left the state, caught a flight to heaven. Pull up in the big bag, Denali, ain't got the window flexing. Niggas jealous, heard I hit his bitch, she was in my section. Head game crazy, she was spitting, that's really impressive. Get a nigga body with a text, type and send a message. 30 ops, I roll with 30 shots, they all get a present. Trapping out of school, I'm like fucking break the rules. I had everybody shopping, all them bitches send me news. They know I'm that same nigga, but I get this shit confused. Domestic violence with the drugs, all prescriptions get abused. Say she never bore with me, I can keep a hoe amused. Stop that tip and tie your shoes, I can ass, make the news. Poppin' niggas steppin' blood, turn my sneaks and Christian loose. I can't trip about a bitch, cause all these bitches pick and choose. I don't trust a bitch for what they say, she might be fucking with the ops. She probably tryna set the play, really thinking that I'm dumb. Shit is cool, I play it safe. I'm there 42 minutes, twist out motherfucking legs. I hit every bad bitch, I get my hands on. You know we ain't shit, so when we fuck, just put your pants on. How the fuck you up, yo, brother down, put your mans on. Trust a pack of D in just 2 days, got them grams gone. I just bought some Visas, I'm like, fuck it, get my scam on. $40 phone, 50 bands, what I plan on. Woke up this bitch crying, I think she went through my damn phone. Brody acting silly with that glizzy, get your glam on.
My old bitches hate that knew me cause they can't get conversation now. Your pretty face just ain't enough, boo, you still basic now. What you bringing to the table? Cause your pussy ain't enough, little baby. You need more than that to hit this blunt, little baby. Tell me what you gon' do for me, besides suck me in. Get my nut off once I'm done, and bitch, you done too. Matter of fact, go do little bro and make him come too. Make him come too. Can you tuck these guns, boo? Can you stuff these drugs, boo? Can you post you mobile, take my zips and make my runs too? She gon' lead you on to let me in once you get comfortable. Told big bro don't let that pillow talk and take control of you. She in your head next time, big bro, she might take your soul from you. And I hope I'm wrong, but damn, it's gon' hurt me to tell you I told you so. I must be growing up with the same shit would've got me not long ago. The standards changed, cause now I look at bitches on some bougie shit. Disgusted with myself from all the little bitches I used to hit. She gon' hit 1K, but babe, you still can't get this bougie dick. Ain't made it far, but damn, I came a long ways with this music shit. She say that I changed on her, I act bougie now. I'm just doing bitches how they used to do me now. Shorty used to spin me, till she see me spinning. I'm not your average like no more, now she take my heart's different. Remember what you told me then? Yeah, way back when. I don't forget, little baby, I'm still the same dick, little baby, still in the same shit. Remember, old boy wasn't shit, remember, I couldn't get a response. Nah, I don't respond. We can't link cause I'm too busy, do you how you did me, She say that I changed on her, I act bougie now. I'm just doing bitches how they used to do me now. She say that I changed on her, I don't act bougie now. I'm just doing bitches how they used to do me now.
Welcome back to the all-new Rise and Grind Morning Show. It's your girl, Miss Leah Renee, and I got my boy, Big Treese, with me.
Hear me.
And that was our intern, Dewan's video that you saw first during the break, so shout out to him. He's into music and all those great things, so make sure you support him. That other video you saw was of my Brian Jamal Davis, the love of my life, who passed away 14 years ago, and so I just want to send special love out to his family. And you know, just live his memory on. So I love him, and you know, just had to put that out. So we're back in the studio. We are talking to Councilwoman Vanice, because look, we were pronouncing it wrong. Treese was pronouncing it wrong. Councilwoman Vanice, it's so good to have you in the studio. And you know, we were talking about before we went to break, you know, just you walking into your purpose, becoming a councilwoman, going down now a path that you never really expected to go down before. It's a whole new journey, but you're ready for it.
Oh,
You're like, you got your bootstraps strapped up, and you know,
I got waders on.
Yeah, and you're ready. And so what are some of the things that you want to see happen, you know, like initially going in, like kind of what's on your to-do list?
The first and foremost is the youth.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know my history with youth. I've been in education since I was 19. I was a Head Start teacher. Ran away from it for a little bit, then started working at a school, Stewart Academy for Girls with William Keaton and Suzanne Muggy.
What's the first name of Stewart?
Ella P. Stewart.
Okay, then.
Let me make sure.
Put some respect.
I gotta put some respect on her name. You're definitely right. Ella P. Stewart Academy for Girls. My daughter actually attended from kindergarten to 7th grade. So I worked there for a little bit as a school community partner, and they actually encouraged me to go back to school and get my master's in education and get in the classroom, get back into education. So from there, went to Life Skills Center of Toledo as the lowest on the totem pole. My girl, Joan Strode, her name is John Marie Morris now. She actually hired me and gave me an opportunity back in 2009 to be the enrollment specialist. And from there, I worked every job in that school. From enrollment to the business and orientation coordinator to the actual teacher, vocational specialist, and then ultimately the principal.
Walk them steps.
I did student data. So every aspect of that school, Life Skills Center, for those that don't know, is a dropout recovery school for 16 to 21 year olds, sometimes 22, getting kids from everywhere.
Yeah.
But I would like for you to also mark some of the accomplishments with the hard to work or hard to reach, based on what society says, population of students.
Okay, so my kids, whew, they were my babies. Boy, we get into some serious conversations from them slanging dope, carrying guns, to not being able to find a job. And, you know, one big thing for me working there is understanding you have to meet people where they are and understand that they are people. And so when my kids, I called Life Skills Center the Island for Misfit Toys. Now people say, what? I said, let me tell you something. If y'all didn't watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, go watch it, because they saved Christmas. Santa Claus had to go find the misfit toys to save Christmas with Rudolph. And my kids had such passion and such drive in what they wanted to do. And so many times people do things that's best for you. Not what you truly need, because you know what you need. And I was those kids. And as Treese know, I grew up just like my kids grew up. And I hate to keep calling them kids, my young adults. My young adults. I grew up just like them, and I was that at-risk youth. But I had one person that everybody else, even some of my family members, told me I wasn't. Me, my sister, L'Oreal, Catherine, Nicole, Newsom, now Varnell, and Courtney Patterson told me and my two sisters and my brother we weren't going to be anything, like almost all our lives, just because of some of the struggles that our parents had. But let me tell you something. My sister is down in Georgia, director of a job and family service center, like our welfare office or our job and family services. She's a director down there that's right. in Altoona, Georgia. My sister, she's a medical assistant for Mercy, and she's the bomb mom. Both of them, they were teen mothers. They were told they weren't going to be anything. My brother, he has a few felonies, and he told me I could talk about them, so I am. But we took care of each other. Yes. We had us.
Yeah.
And working with the youth that I served, that I worked with, and I say served because I served them, and it was my privilege and honor to do so, because working at Life Skills changed my life, because now I was that person that I needed. And so being that person that they needed, I appreciated that. And when I tell you, I used to have real conversations with them, and they'd be like, thank you. Thank you for just listening.
Absolutely. One of the things that I hear you say is definitely being a community, I say a community guru because I don't give a damn. In Northwest Ohio, it ain't nothing that the City Park League hasn't really had its hands on in its efforts. But I say that, Councilwoman, with how do you translate the students that you serve to now putting them in position to lead?
Oh, yeah.
Now, even how do you take the youth? Because that's one of the things that we've been hearing. There's no in the season leadership. There's no youth voice. So how are you going to incorporate that youth leadership in your leadership role?
So that's something that I have been working on, like, for real all my life. Just trying to be a leader myself. You have to, like I just told Leah, stop telling them what they need. Stop telling the youth what they need. Yeah. How about you ask them what they need?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not the food boxes. Sometimes it's not the clothes.
Right.
You have to ask them. And that's one thing. I'm not going to sit up and say, I know end all be all for all at-risk youth or kids that or youth that need. I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But I do have ears to listen and a passion to serve. So that's the biggest thing for me, is to ask them what they want to give them a seat at a table.
Yeah.
That's not, and even going to their table.
Yeah.
Why we can't go to them?
Absolutely.
Trees, that's why I always supported the City Park League. Whatever I did, whatever you needed me to do, I'm there, because guess what? We coming to their table. And that's what you gotta do.
She did that, and it's documented and recorded.
And you know what? You know what I keep hearing you say, or what I heard you say that was so important, was that one person.
Mm-hmm.
And Andre McCullum talked about that, and Andre, I'm sorry, what was the fire?
Bird.
Dre Ware.
Andre Ware also said that.
Andre Ware.
All three of you have said it was that one person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Who cared? Who took the time out to pull me to the side, or say, nah, you ain't doing that. I'm taking you this route. And so
even if you didn't want to,
if you didn't want to. So us as adults, we have to be that. There's not enough of them.
Right.
We have to be the one. And I have a friend of mine who works for the juvenile system. I'm not sure exactly what entity or where she works, but I know she works with the juvenile system, and she works, at an at-risk, a place where there's kids there at risk, whatever. And, she speaks about how troubled they are. And, I've asked her, have you talked to any of them and asked them, what exactly they've been through, or like what,
good question.
What, what are their circumstances?
Right.
And I even told her, like, I would love to try to figure out a way that I could maybe come be involved and speak, to them.
I'll tell you one thing, and apologies for interrupting you.
No.
I'll tell you one thing. As being a youth, I couldn't talk to anybody because you have so much judgment.
Yeah.
Yes, and my mother told me I could talk about this. My mother was a drug addict for 23 years of my life.
Wow.
And I praise God for her, because she's now 9 years clean.
Amen.
9 years
Hallelujah.
clean. And that's Sheila Patterson.
Yes.
My mama,
That's
Sheila
amazing.
Patterson.
And one of our viewers actually mentioned your mom.
That's my sister. That's my sister right there. And I see my brother watching, and my best friend watching. So
shout out to
they
all
know
your family.
So me and my mother. People talk down on my mother. And one thing you don't do to an at-risk youth child is talk down on their mother.
No problem.
Because then I'm not talking to you anymore.
Period.
Because she is my queen.
Period.
I'm her princess. She is my queen. And to this day, she's my queen.
Yeah.
And when I tell you, when that judgment comes in, I can talk about my mama all day long, but you can't. So that's why I didn't speak on it, because I'm protective of my mother.
Yeah.
And so when we go to the youth, the judgment has to be checked at the door.
Yes.
I go speak at Scott. I'm invited to speak at Scott, and this year was my second year.
Why Scott?
What? I bleed maroon and white. What do you mean? My family is embedded in Scott. Wait a minute. My great aunt was the first black homecoming queen.
I love
so
it.
when I say I'm Scott proud, listen, I got yearbooks from 1946 when they were all white people.
Wow.
and
do y'all hear the passion? Expect the unexpected.
Yes, wow. Scott is my foundation. So well, King, Robinson, Scott. But when you meet the youth, you have to check your judgment at the door, and a lot of people don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know how to say, I just go back. I didn't forget all the trauma that I suffered through my life, and I'll say this, and I'm so serious about it. Trauma affects brain growth.
Yeah.
There's study and research that says that. So when people say these kids is crazy, okay, what happened to them?
Right.
What happened in their lives? And your trauma is not my trauma.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter, she was raised totally different. Her trauma is because, wait a minute, Mom, my car broke down. Honey, I didn't have a car.
Right. I was walking. Right. Catching a bus.
Walking from from Dora Street to Bush Street. So, you know, I that actually, to go back to my first goal is to give the youth a platform.
Yes.
And I want to take a moment to acknowledge some people. Right now, if you're listening to the live, if you're able in your car or wherever you're hearing us streamed on YouTube, subscribe, like us, love us. And the reason why, because this is that love button for youth. And I hear your passion, Councilwoman. And I just want to take a moment, because we never want to look past those that's grinding with us this morning, that's on the live and listening to this this morning.
Skip.
Please, Sandra, Sandy, she don't like when I say her name, Miss Divine, Miss Rodriguez, Stevie Steve, Zara, Bree,
Shalimar,
LC, Tony, John, Murky Mert, Low. Who else we got on there? Jelena. We got so many also, and that's the love button. But we also got Dante Amazing Maze. What's up, D? Much love, man. We got Frank White, Travis Grant. We got Al, Edwin, Alan. Who else do you see that you just want to say thank you for listening?
Listen, I
and just show them love.
Want to shout out Erica. My cousin Erica's on here. I see you, Kevin James. That's my cousin right there too.
Kev, what's up, man?
Come on, Kevin. My girl Niecy Purley over there, assistant coach at Central with Erica Haney. Turn up, bringing Erica back. That was great. So I definitely appreciate everybody. I have to say shout out to my godmom Debbie Armstrong. Her birthday is today. My daughter.
Happy birthday.
My daughter just joined in.
That's your baby girl?
Yeah, that's my baby. That's my baby. She's at Kent State University.
Oh, wow.
Political science, pre-law major.
Amazing.
She saw what that belt do.
Real legacy.
Oh, yeah.
So, Leah, you asked a great question about alluding about the youth and listening to them. And you mentioned that, Councilwoman, about listening to the youth. In these we would say the first week of the announcement, with the love and the support that you have received, has it been a little bit overwhelming?
Yes, because I also opened my daycare July 20th.
Oh my gosh,
I'm an administrator for a child care center. So, you know, trying to make sure that the parents understand that they are my priority, and the care that I have for their kids won't change. I know I have other obligations, but, you know, teaching the babies, because I'm the preschool teacher too, are amazing. It's amazing ride. So that's the most overwhelming, is making sure that the same passion is exhumed through everything that I do.
Yeah.
Especially with the babies, because they're the best of us now.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Leah, see, that's the political statement right there for our interns. I want to get a little juicy, y'all.
Come on.
What about some of your past love, or those that wanted that? Has your DM been jumping? They've been trying to get.
Well, I did have one from high school. Let me say, one from high school I really, really liked, requested me, and I remember
trying to get some.
I remember he couldn't talk to me because my booty wasn't big back then.
Oh yeah.
Forgive me, Mom. I didn't mean to put that out there, Mom. Treese got me over here talking crazy.
But then once he saw this leadership role that you jumped on.
Listen, I got people talking about they gonna carry my bags. I'm like, what bag?
What was one of the most surprising acknowledgments once you found out once they found out that this was the opportunity you was walking in? Who was like one of your biggest surprises? Like, what? You know, and it ain't even got to necessarily be a good or a bad Leah. It could be that like, really? Now you want to holler at me? Or now you want to say something?
I'm not going to get into that.
We ain't even going to get in that energy.
Did you have that? Did you have that going on?
I called my mom like, Mom, did you know? And she was like, you know, just take. My mother is very godly.
Yeah.
Just take it all in and pray for her.
Oh,
my mom is very godly.
For
like,
sure.
like she's definitely on the path of righteousness. And you know, sometimes I waver, and she's just like, "You better pray about it."
Right.
Everything is a prayer.
She actually comes and helps me out at the daycare. She does our cooking, and it definitely enlightens my spirit. And the kids love her when she's not there. Where Miss Shewa? Where Miss Shewa? So yes, I called her and was like, "Mom, guess who did this? Guess who did that?" And you know, I had to have her fight a battle for me just recently this weekend, and because
you let Mama do it?
I let Mama do it.
For
I
sure.
actually called and asked her, Mom, can you please reach out?
Take care of Mom.
Handle my lightweight.
Yeah, and she did it. I mean,
in a way that they didn't even understand because it wasn't a physical Mama
gracefully,
handling.
yeah, but my mom. Listen, back in the day, you do something to my baby, I'm coming and knocking at your door. Now she calling you and she telling you,
like, that's my daughter.
Like, listen. You know what? Just you need to pray and ask God to bless your life, and leave my baby alone.
Mm-hmm.
So you know
that's right.
I do. I mean, when I talk about my mom, y'all see me in here smiling. So
what I'd also like to do, and this again, just being the interactive opportunity and engaging podcast that we are, Leah, I want everybody to hit the love for the preschoolers that's missing it right now. Hit the love for everybody that has a preschooler. We want them to know when they do see this at one point, because this is the #1 urban podcast in the country, that somebody mentioned them.
Yeah.
And to all those that work in the preschool and the early childhood field, thank you so much. I'm kind of going to switch lanes a little bit. So here in Toledo, we saw a big political statement with 4 black and brown minorities being taken from their leadership role. Here's the rebirth. We have 4 minority blacks, 3 women. Congratulations to Tiffany. Congratulations to Sandra Hill McPherson, my auntie, and Pastor John Hobbs, and yourself. What are some things that y'all are mindful, and I will speak specifically for you, that you don't want to fall back into, that maybe they may have been a hiccup for them? For example, you are a community person. People are going to give and donate and make sure that you have campaign funds to do what you need to do. What are some of the things that you're going to be mindful of to protect how you walk in this political walk?
So I'm definitely glad you asked that, because I actually had lunch on Saturday and I was offered to have it paid for, and you know already. I said nope. I got it.
So you can't take my Cash App or nothing no more?
No. If I don't have a child at my preschool, no, sir, I will not.
Wow. And that's just.
I currently have a campaign because, you know, we still have due process, and, you know, the 4 individuals still have to have their day in court. So I'm not trying to jump ahead of myself. I actually want to focus on learning the position. Getting deep into how to serve my community. I've already reached out to a couple people that I have been working with prior with my, I was the community person for LISC, Local Initiative Support Corporation, just recently.
Here in Toledo?
Here in Toledo.
And they did what?
LISC is a CDFI. It's a community finance development institution. So they work to try to help community agencies or community work being done within the local area. It's a nationwide company, and I worked with some amazing women. Just recently, LISC worked with Verizon to give small business grants out.
Here in Toledo?
Here in Toledo.
We got some Verizon money?
We did.
And my phone got cut off by a Verizon?
Listen.
Oh, my bad. Shoot. Hold up. You hear that, Leah?
Listen.
Well, can they get Cricket and T-Mobile and Boost Mobile?
Let me tell you, shout out to Sonia, Kennards. They got Kennards Enterprise, Mr. Clyde Kennard.
Yep.
amazing. His wife is amazing. He's amazing. So I appreciate who they are. They got some Verizon money. It was posted on Facebook. Savvy Sisters.
Okay.
They got some a small business grant from List. So I mean, it was a list. You can go to list.org to see who all got the grants. And I'm not trying to shout out List like that because I don't work there anymore. But it did help me connect with some community agencies. The Reinvest Board. I actually was on the Reinvest Board. And
oh, you gonna have to tell them what that is now.
Come on now, Teresa is actually the president of the board right now. I was on the advisory board.
Who made him the president?
Honey, who? But but the Reinvest is a group of community people coming together and saying, what can we do as a group to help all communities and not just one specific community. So I'm excited to work with them. I actually stepped down from that board.
She was one of my bosses.
I was on the advisory board, so I stepped down from that board, and I'm just excited to work with that organization as it grows and makes a footprint in Toledo. Just with the connections and I tell you, God ordains everything because life skills.
That's supposed to be anyway, right?
Right.
Great point, Leah.
Right. Good point. So when this position came up as city council, I was like, shoot, if I can balance that negative budget at life skills we had, I can budget the city. No, I couldn't. I don't know nothing about that. But it let me touch into a budget.
Right.
It let me touch into a budget to where it was in a negative. I'm not saying I know how to balance a budget. I'm not a CPA, and my personal finances since I became an entrepreneur been a little waffly.
But you about to get a team that will make sure that you covered.
Long as long as I'm paying for y'all. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I think everything has prepared me to know a little bit of it, because I don't want to definitely be boastful and say I know everything, because I do not.
Right.
And every day is a new challenge. When I wake up, I just thank God that I woke up and took that first breath, because people don't take that serious. So just really trying to work with the community. Go ahead, Trees.
No, Leah. So you hear her say working with community. I would want to know, how is she going to work with her colleagues, the other representatives, to get a task or something done when it's not as easy? So the community is one. That's when you walk out of the 21st floor, the 22nd floor of the government building. But what about inside, when you got to work with that opposite person, personality, different walk of life, that privileged person? What kind of goals do you get done then? Where's your effectiveness then? Because this is the part that people say they can make change. But what about internally, when you got to work with somebody who don't have a god dang idea of where you come from?
Nope.
And why you're voting in the way that you do. So when you have been presented with that, because you have served on so many platforms, working internally, how are some of the things you're going to use to work with those other constituents? There are 12 individuals that sit at the dais. You got 6 districts and 5 at large. I want to first answer 2 questions. Why did you go for a district and not a at large? And then what are some of the things that you can do that you're going to apply so that you can work with your constituents?
Okay, so good question. Thank you for it. One thing that I said earlier is you have to meet people where they are. You have to. And I'm a good listener, but I'm also a good talker too. And one of my hardest battles over being an educator, and my educators definitely know that, is
our interns know that too. Early this morning.
Yeah, they do, because I was getting on them. The biggest thing is parents. When you work to try to convince a parent that you are there for their kids and trying to let them know, because you do have to prove yourself to parents, because they not, who are you? I don't want you to know nothing about my house. I don't want you to know none of my business, but you gonna take care of my child. So that was my biggest hurdle to overcome thus far in my life is to prove to parents that I will take care of their kids. I have to prove to my constituents that I will take care of this district.
Yeah.
And so when I say meet people where they are, I'm definitely going to hear what my colleagues have to say, and I'm going to make sure they hear me.
Hear me. Help educate, restore, empower my mind.
And you're not going to have everybody agree with you ever. I can't, I don't know an arena that I've ever been in that somebody has agreed with me 50% of the time, let alone 100% of the time. And sometimes you have to agree to disagree, but I'm still going to make sure that whatever is agreed upon, it supports the constituents, and it supports, and I stay focused on the goal of my area, my neighborhood, my constituents, the people that are looking to me to help. As long as I stay focused on that, I can't control anybody. I got one vote, and I'm a use it for my community.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. One thing I like that I heard you say is that you don't know it all. I don't got this all figured out. And what I don't like, or what I wouldn't like, what that makes me feel comfortable, because I don't want someone coming into a position of authority or power that just feels like they got it all figured out, or feels like, or as Treese would say, it's not coachable. You know what I mean? Everyone, I don't care how old you are, like you said, life is would you say, how did you put it?
I'm a student of life.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We are all students of life. You know, yes, our, older people are wiser and they know a bit more than us, but younger people have a newer, fresher take on different things. And so it's important that we have someone younger with a fresh take, coachable, ready and willing to learn.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because there are people, like you said, around you and within your team that do have more experience than you, that do have more smarts than you.
Yes.
And you're not coming in with this entitled attitude, like, can't nobody tell me nothing. This is my vote and I'm going to feel how I want to. You know what I mean?
Great point, Leah.
That is so important. We need people in those positions who are open-minded, who are going to hold themselves accountable and others, and are just going to make the right decisions for the community.
And accountability is big.
Yeah.
Especially right now. And
I don't think y'all understand when I talk about my mama.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say. You don't know nothing when it comes to talking to your mama.
Yeah.
And with that being said, and we're going to take a quick break, but I want to ask you this before we go to break. And then when we come back, we're going to let the people ask the questions and engage. One of the things that I personally appreciated from Councilwoman Harper, who now you serve in her seat as a District 4 council, is that she informed the public. She showed the agenda review, even if we didn't know knew what it meant, Leah. She showed what they'll be talking about. Do you plan on informing and keeping the public, from your perspective, what's going on in the community as much as you can? As
much as I can, definitely. That's one thing I mean, she was an open book on Facebook.
She was. Councilwoman Harper.
She was an open book on Facebook. She posted everything and anything on there. And I live in that district, so I definitely appreciated that. So I do plan to inform the constituents as much. And I already got somebody that called me and said that they needed help getting some garbage removed. Okay, I'm going to go over there and take a picture like she did. Get this garbage up.
She did do that.
That's one of the things that I did admire about. She let me know what was going on in my neighborhood because I live there.
Absolutely.
So I definitely appreciated that, and I definitely want to take that on.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. And again, this is the all new Rise and Grind. Like us, share this on YouTube. Share. Let people know this is the first conversation that you had since the announcement, right? The real one, the first real one. Hey! Okay, because she was about to say something else, so we had to get out of there. This is the all new Rise and Grind morning show. Don't go nowhere. We want you to call in. Get your phones ready. 419-540-3566. The all new Rise and Grind morning show.
If you're tired of church as usual and you're looking for something invigorating, exciting with passion, then the Greater New Psalmist Baptist Church, 3251 Glendale, is the place for you. We are a people that's determined to occupy all streets while cultivating cultural change. The only thing's missing is you. Meet us at 3251 Glendale Avenue as we continue to be relevant and occupy all streets while cultivating cultural change.
Of pain, I know the whys. I felt the same. Been there. Cops kill. Why? Tell me. Why we gotta hate each other? Tell me why. Why? Tell me why. Why we can't just love each other? Why? Tell me why. Why we gotta shoot each other? Tell me why. Tell me why. Why we can't just love each other? Rest in peace, Mars. Love you, bro. Rest in peace, Romy. Love you, bro. Rest in heaven, Wax. Love you, Wax. R.I.P. to all the homies. Can't forget Spider. As a kid, I was inspired. He put rims on his tires, so tall that you can climb them. Hug your people, love your people. It's time to change. You've been keeping score, let's keep our people. Play a different game. Let go of evil, let's be peaceful. We've seen the movies, change the sequel. I was on those front lines. Went to war with the other side. 09, I was active. I'm not talking online. I fought for respect, and I fought for what's mine. I fought for the game, and I fought for my side. I fight today to break the cycle. That type of life is suicidal. That life ain't it. I hopped off that porch with no regrets. To take control of life, I had to walk back up them steps.
All the hatred in the world, it really hurts my soul. Another body in the street, another life gone cold. Another mother in agony watching life unfold. But there is no console.
Tell me why. Why? Tell me.
Why we gotta hate each other?
Tell me why.
Tell me why. Why we can't just love each other?
Tell me why. Tell me.
Why we gotta shoot each other?
Too many people dying for no reason. We gotta stop it, we gotta break the cycle.
Why we can't just love each other?
Tell me why.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
We gotta stop taking score.
That's right. It's the all new Rise and Grind. You're listening to Toledo's own Andre McCullough with, that was the, what was that song?
Tell me
why. Tell me why. And
tell me why.
Okay, then. You got a backup singer.
Shout out to my boy Dre, man.
And right before then, Toledo's own Louis Self.
Yes. I love both of those tracks. Those are both really nice.
Wow, I didn't know Louis sang like that.
And that's what makes this unique is that we get a chance to play our very own, and we get a chance to speak to that. So when we ask for those that would like to be a sponsor of the show, please consider us because we definitely promote you. We love you. We share you. And this is the all new Rise and Grind show presented to you on the 419 Grind podcast. But before we left, we said we would come back and let our listeners that's listening to us on iHeartRadio and those that's weighing in on the live, call in right now. The number is in the comments, 419-540-3566. 419-540-3566. Call in right now. What questions do you want to have for our newest Toledo City Council person? Leah, I know there's a lot of people weighing in. There was a couple questions asked about the youth. We covered a lot today. And even the questions that we asked, I think this was so important that people got a chance just to have before you talked about what you'll be doing, who you are.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Let's learn that piece, Leah, before we ask about the jobs, your responsibility.
Yes.
I think, Leah,
from?
Yeah, because that helps connect people.
Yeah.
Especially in Toledo.
Yes. I mean, people in the community, they can relate to that. They're like, oh, she come from where I come from. She knows our struggle. She knows our pain. You know, I mean, there's so many people, even Big Blood said it when he was on our show that morning. We don't want to see these people who ain't never been, who don't know our struggle. We don't want to hear from them. We need to hear from people who know the struggle, who have really been in it. You know what I mean? And had to overcome it. And, you know, that's what we need. We need people who we can really relate to.
And that's still in it because I'm a small business owner as well, trying to deal with COVID.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
It's just big. And Big Teresa, I got to shout out my mama. Told y'all she is saved, sanctified.
Good morning, Mama Patterson.
Filled with the Holy Ghost. So I got to shout my mama out. She watching.
Your mom actually went into the tongue talking utterance in the post, though. Like she went to speaking in tongue about her baby.
I told you.
And Miss Ware. Congratulations, Miss Vanice. Your energy has always been so positive. And I'm sure there are some people that
my godmom on there, Debbie. Today
Oh,
her
man,
birthday. Happy birthday, Debbie.
Happy birthday.
I love it.
Okay, wait a minute. We got to say happy birthday to her. We got to make it really so she can say this. So you can start it off.
Happy birthday to you.
What the?
Happy birthday to you.
That's the remix for you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
She got geek for you already, Mom.
Because every Friday she give me dinner. So
every Friday. You got a dinner coming tomorrow then.
Yeah.
So as we don't just shout out, we show appreciation here, show love. Who are some people you would, and as we always say here in the studio, if you don't get them today, Leah,
we will get them tomorrow.
Okay.
Who is that you would just like to take a moment to, from friendships, associations to family, just saying thanks?
So I definitely have to say thank you to Judge Puffenberger.
Yeah, because people don't know that Puffenberger is the one that had to make the decision.
132 people, and the conversation that we had, he just...
Did you already know that? So did you kind of have a insight that you couldn't tell nobody, or you just... Okay, you're in.
He called me on Tuesday at 1:00, and I'm at the daycare with the kids, and they in the background yelling and screaming. And I said, hello, thinking it was a parent or something. And I'm like, hey, hello. He said, hey, this is Judge Puffenberger. I would like to schedule an interview because of your interest with City Council. I said, huh? And I know
she went there.
And so I said, yes, we can schedule it. So 5:00 that evening on Tuesday, we had a really good conversation about education, and I just paid homage to him because I had seen a couple court proceedings for adoption, and I appreciated his work with the adoption. Even if he didn't pick me, I was like, thank you.
He's a solid dude.
I said, thank you for what you do because he takes off this hat of dealing with all that probate mess, the fights, all that. To definitely make kids feel like he cares.
So you respect his position as a judge now?
Oh man, especially I've always because I've always seen the adoptions that he's done, and so I appreciated that. And so I definitely appreciate him believing in my resume, basically, because he didn't know me from Adam and Eve, but he looked at my resume and he asked me some questions about my education background. And he was so interested in that. And we talked more at that about anything. So I definitely want to say thank you to him for believing in me and not even really knowing me.
Yeah.
He just was like, ain't nobody going to come look bad at me if I pick you, right? I said, I don't think so.
Yeah.
If they do, that's their bag to carry.
Yep.
So, I just want to show some appreciation to him today. Of course, I already shouted out my family, my friends. Got a big circle that's behind me, and like Tree said, they got my back.
For sure. And our executive team and owner, Dr. Jesse Coleman, saying the show was so dope this morning. He snuck away and didn't miss a part working his full time in Dr. Victor J. Coleman, but Jesse said that the show was so dope, and thank you so much for your work.
Jesse, my boy.
And Scott.
Yeah. Robinson.
And Robinson.
Yeah. We grew up around the corner from each other.
See, and that's what I mean. Like, you really got to get to talking in Toledo because people be connected. We got a caller.
Okay, I'm ready.
But that's what Toledo is, and that's why we thank you for weighing in to the all-new Rise and Grind morning show. Well, right now, you're on the air. This call, you are in the studio with the newest Toledo City Council person, Vanice Williams. Who's our caller?
Niecy Pearly.
Oh,
Niecy. No. Hold on. Niecy, you ain't about to do that this morning. We grinding. Who is the caller this morning?
Come on.
Her best friend.
No, you better give it to him, Vanorian. She gonna cuss me out.
There you go.
Okay. No, she didn't try to. You must be in the Y, but I ain't gonna tell everybody where your other job is. Hey, Niecy Pearly.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. So what do you think about this show and seeing your bestie on the #1 urban podcast show in the country?
I actually think it's awesome. I think she deserves it, and I appreciate you, Montrese. You know, I've known you for a long time.
Absolutely.
So I love what you do, and I appreciate the whole grind show. So thank you for showing, you know, the black folks and how even from the music and from the politics and from the coaching and everything, you guys kind of represent the black community, and I love it. As far as my best friend, I'm just so proud of her, and it really, I called in just not to really ask her a question, but just to let her know that I'm proud of her. I'm not surprised of what she's done, being her friend since we were 8, 9 years old. I've seen the grind and I've seen the toughness. Never seen weakness. So the downtown got a good one. So she's strong-minded, and she's going to tell it like it is, and she's going to back her community, and she's going to back the kids. So I just wanted you to know, Vanessa, I love you.
You're going to make me cry.
Me and Niecy used to have a rap group with our friend Tiffany. Tell them the name, Niecy.
Girls BBT.
Wait, what is that, though, Miss Pearly?
BBT. Benorian, Vanessa, and Tiffany.
I love it.
And I just want to say, Niecy, blessings to you and your family, and thank you for the work that you do, but acknowledging that, and congratulations. Bessie just said that you are now coaching at your alma mater, as you was one of the best athletes, female athletes in the city in your
thank you
in your time, and just it's so good to we know her, Niecy. So to hear this voice right here, she sounds like she is the executive director at the Women Palmer.
Who is this? Who is this? This is Benoria Pearly right now. This is not Niecy. This is
it's that.
My girl. This has truly been my best friend all my life. Like, we've never fell off.
And what I like about this, Leah, that they're friends, that they hold each other accountable. Like, you just can't think that you're going to get something across and they not going to be like, what? Like, they call each other that. But this is real friendship that we check and hold each other accountable and love. And at no point do you see, when you have a teammate and a friend like that, not being successful. So if y'all get mad at each other, it's out of love because I love you that much.
That's
exactly.
This is my dog right here.
Oh yeah, we
you can say that. I don't expect to say the councilwoman got a dog, y'all, and it's her girl, and they go hard. Like don't these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like
we work hard.
Just know I got her back 100%. Just know that.
Period. Thank you so much. I would like to ask that if you could, once you get off the call, please vote the best local podcast. Share this and put your bestie on there, just like we saw you do for Erica with the.
Oh, I already shared it.
Hey, like it. Did you subscribe and put on the notifications on YouTube?
No, but I'll learn to do that.
Our interns definitely say that. And before we go, because you know Treese is always about the youth, and Venice, your nephew, how is he doing at Findlay right now in the first few days?
Baby.
How is he doing at the University of Findlay, your son?
You know, it's the typical freshman vibe. Sometimes it's a little tough. So, he was going through the typical tough battles of being a freshman, being away from home and having to do his own thing, buy his own food, wash his own clothes. At which he was washing. I taught him before he left, but even still, it was a little tough at first trying to learn the classes, where to go. But overall, Randy's doing good. He's an awesome kid.
Awesome.
He's going to stay grinding. Yeah, his major is business, so he gonna do what he got to do on the football field and in the books.
Can't wait to get there and watch him actually play football soon, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Me too.
We spoke about that with Coach Craig over at Scott, his son, Rayshawn, and Randy there representing Toledo. So thank you for calling this morning, and I know you got to get off the phone. We love you.
All right, love you too. All right, my trees. Nice to meet you, Miss Lady over there.
That's Leah Renee.
Nice to meet you too.
Leah Renee, that's it. Yes, nice to meet you, Leah Renee.
Thank you for tuning in and calling in.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Wow, that's what it's all about when you know that you have, no matter what, the title or where you go. When you know you got a support system that love you.
I mean, that's everything.
That's everything, Leah. Allen Iverson. That's why I was always a big fan of AI, because when he went to the NBA, he took his neighborhood. When he got drafted, all his homeboys had on suits. And the NBA and society was mad because he took the hood to the NBA when they announced him in the NBA draft, he had like 20 dudes
I love it.
with him because he said that like if the NBA don't, they still gonna ride with me.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So when you have
That's
someone
how
like
it
a
is.
bestie calling saying, no matter what, I don't care if you say you don't want to do it tomorrow.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
still my girl.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And that support system helps you get through those moments.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and
especially in those times like how he was at. You were asking like when in those moments when she does meet that opposition and when she when she leaves from the community and goes back into the office and she's faced with opposition.
Yes.
It is that support system that's able to keep you grounded and keep you sane. You know what I
Right.
mean? When
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
ready,
yeah.
when you're ready
Oh,
to
yeah,
go bring
they
out
do.
Van. And they like,
It's Vanny D actually.
Vanny D. I'm sorry. When you ready to bring, I gave you my own nickname.
It's Vanny D.
When you ready to bring out Vanny D, they like, no, you're Vanice
Woo,
now.
we
Your
about to trip out
councilwoman
now.
Your support system gonna be the ones that say no. Your councilwoman Vanice now. We need you to
Absolutely.
stay there.
Right.
We gonna be Vanny D for you. You know.
And then right now you got us buzzing because the phone lines
Right.
is jumping. Hey, good morning. Thank you for calling the all new Rise and Grind morning show presented to you by the 419 Grind podcast. Who do we have on the air?
Danielle, cousin.
Hey, she said cousin. Is it cuz or cousin? Which one we got?
Cousin.
How you doing, D?
Well, I just called to congratulate my new city council. I don't know her, but I want her to know that she has our support over here.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. You will get to know me, I promise.
So what did you hear her not say that you are in support of? Not about what she is or what she
I'm
does.
just supporting my queen.
Ooh,
Yes.
thank you. From
important.
one queen to another. I appreciate that.
I'm here to help you keep your crown straight.
Thank you.
man.
Yes.
That's so deep, and that just gave
even
me
tilted
chills.
a little bit if it got to get tilted, D.
That just gave me
however.
chills. That gave
Man,
me
that's
chills.
so real though, and it's so important.
And we
Thank you
you
so much. Thank you so much, Danielle.
No problem. I love you. I don't know you, but
You
I
will
love
though. You will though. I promise. You will.
For sure, because my mom is one of the new candidates as well.
Oh,
So,
This is her daughter.
come on.
This is family. So, D, you got to make sure you like, shares, and put your notifications on when we on.
I
And
gotta
thank
get
you so
one of
much.
the kids to show me how to do it, but I'm going.
Yes, and Auntie
Thank you
Sam.
for tuning in and
Yeah.
calling.
Thank
in.
you.
You know Auntie
All right,
Sam
I
gonna
love
be
y'all.
on here. She
For
coming.
sure. For sure.
I do want to say this to the folks that are listening. This won't be my first time here. I definitely want to make sure.
Drum
that-
rolls, please. Look like she got a big announcement, D.
I definitely want to make sure that everybody knows I'll be coming on here, hopefully as much as possible to I know we talked about informing the community.
Yes.
I want to come on here as much as possible to make sure everybody stays informed.
Yes, I love
This
that.
will be Rise and Grind with Vanice.
Hey, it's
Yes.
official.
Family.
Yes.
Yes.
And she can't lie because it's documented.
We all gonna come on here one time.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
Thank you so much for weighing
right,
in
I
and
love
calling.
y'all.
Love you.
Bye bye.
So again, that was Councilwoman at large, Councilwoman Cassandra Hill McPherson. That was her daughter. But also, just thank you for making that announcement. And you're absolutely correct, Leah Venice, Councilwoman Venice. I had to get that this is a place that you can use as a platform to let us know, keep us
Absolutely.
informed. What do we need to do? What do we need to be aware of? And not just, Leah, get information, but what do we need to do?
Yeah.
So it's one thing to get the information and we just sit with it.
How can we be proactive?
Ooh,
Listen, the biggest thing, everybody listening, you have to register to vote. Make sure you do those census. We need the census. Do the census. The census workers are out right now.
And you can go online.
Yes, and you can go online. You can go online. They call my phone 30 times a day. They knocked on my door. They send so much mail
I
out.
know, man. They didn't put little things in my screen door.
Yes.
Like, I opened the door and it
Please
fell
do
out
your
like.
census. Please do your census.
You know, and with this COVID stuff, it's kind of interesting
Yeah.
not to stay on that. But, you know, when you got people at your house, the paper drops out the door. I'm like, oh, who been at my. I done went on my phone looking at the cameras.
Yeah. Yes. Like, wait a minute. But yes, do your census. Make sure, come on now, we got to get out to vote. And yes, it's the little votes that count, the little elections that count and are very important to our communities. I mean, I can't say that enough. Like, people say, I'm not going to vote. Why? So please get out and vote. Please get out and do your census. And I appreciate you, Leah Renee, and Treese. And
we appreciate you.
I'm going to be back to get these kids together over here, your interns.
Yes.
And need to tell me where they going to school at next time I'm here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
And don't go nowhere. I got a big announcement. You don't want to go nowhere. It's the all new Rise and Grind show. Stay tuned.
What's going on, everybody? This is Lance Self is who I am.
And I am Arlinda Self.
And we are the Selfs, and here to present our show called Self-Explanatory.
Yes, it's our podcast
That name-
presented by 419 Grind.
That name just has a ring to it. Self-explanatory. I feel like we're about to just be explaining a bunch of shit. This is true. I feel that's what it's about to be.
Well, I think we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about marriage, of course.
Okay.
We've been married, 2 years now, right?
2 years, we've been together for 8.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, my goodness. It's a long time.
Y'all gonna ask what took so long?
What did take? You know what? We'll get there.
Self-explanatory.
We're going to talk about blended families.
Yeah.
Praying for your spouse, gender roles, living with family members, cheating, raising kids, family upbringing, being there for your spouse, finances, being a wife and a husband, trying to be together and be individuals at the same time, which is one of the things.
It took a while.
It's taken a while, but
it has
it's the
taken a
fun
while.
part. We're
Yep.
learning that.
That's what marriage is.
It's a process.
It's a life journey.
I like
it's not
that.
an overnight thing. Yeah, because I know there's a lot of days where I'm trying to be individual. I get on your nerves because of my individual ways. I can tell you one thing for damn sure though. Definitely get on my nerves. It be a lot. She definitely gets on my nerves, but I love her.
I get on your nerves?
Yes, it's possible. You do a lot. What's wrong? What's the problem? What's wrong? Hey. I am Lance Self.
And I am Arlinda Self.
And this is the Self-Explanatory Podcast, presented by 419 Grind.
Listen on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and wherever podcasts are heard.
Welcome back to the all new Rise and Grind morning show. It's your girl, Miss Lee. I got my boy, Big Treese, with me.
Hear me.
And yes, we have Councilwoman Vanice in with us today. And again, thank you so much for coming in and sitting down with us. This has been very informative and very positive. And, I just think that it's going to definitely make an impact. So I'm glad to have you in that position. I'm glad to have you,
Thank you.
serving us, and anything I can do to personally help or be of assistance, please let me know.
You done said that now.
No, listen, I back up anything
Yes.
I say. So, please, if you need anything, please reach out to me.
Thank you. Thank you.
And speaking of needing anything and needing things, us over here at the 419 Grind, we are still looking for sponsors. If you would like to be a sponsor for our show, make sure you reach out to us and send your information to info@the419grind.com, because we would love to have you as a sponsor. And speaking of sponsors, I just want to send special love out to our sponsor, Dr. Breon Hall, and everyone over there at Greater New Psalmist Church, and everyone who has been impacted and affected by the loss of Reverend J. Delano Ellis II. He is a Metropolitan Archbishop, and he's known internationally all over the world. He made great strides. He's just done a lot all over the world, impacted many people, impacted many lives, and he's gone on to be with the Lord now. And I know that Dr. Hall, our sponsor, is very, he's been very affected by the loss. That was a very good friend of his. So we just want to send out those love and prayers to him, GNPC, and everyone else who was affected by Bishop Ellis's death. And, again, just a special shout out to all of our lost loved ones and lost soldiers. And, we just always have to keep their memory alive and keep our prayers alive. So, you know, you guys make sure you stay tuned to the 419 grind. We have heat, you know, we have plenty shows. We have a whole lineup. We have a whole lineup. We're going to be coming with a whole like TV guide, okay? And
podcast guide.
Yeah, we have the executive suite with Dr. Vic. We have 419 grind with Jesse. We have Real Table Talk, of course, with your girl Miss Leah Renee. We have Self-Explanatory with Lance and Arlinda. Underrated Sports coming soon. Capital T with Tasha and Tanya, and of course No Facts Given with DJ Breezy and Jesse. So shout out, you know, you guys just have to stay tuned. We got heat. We got
real heat. And we got Cloth Talk with RC and Nothing But Nets.
Yes, I forgot because we're just been adding so much heat. You know, definitely shout out to Nothing But Net and Cloth. What I'm sorry, say that again.
Cloth Talk.
Cloth Talk
with RC Lewis.
Yes, yep. I love it. And so, Treese, you said you got a big announcement. I think you got a big announcement.
Leah, you know what it means to struggle.
I do. I'm struggling right now.
I promise you. Councilwoman, and this is not, again, this is one of the most interactive podcasts that you'll ever be on. This is the #1 podcast right here in the world, starting out of the 419. But my pastor always used to say, he said, I give not because I have, but I know what it feels like not to have.
Yes.
He said, I give not because I have, but I know what it feels like not to have. So what I would like on behalf of the City Park League, right here on the all new Rise and Grind Morning Show, if you have a bill, a final disconnection notice bill, or a bill that you are behind on and is causing some frustration, is causing some agitation, is causing stress because you cannot afford to pay it right now, I want you on behalf of the City Park League to screenshot that bill. You can cut off all your personal information. We don't need to see that. Send that copy of that bill, whatever that bill might be that is causing you some frustration, some extreme, what's the word that you when they have one is really difficult because you're behind on the bill. The City Park League will try to do our best to assist you at this time. Please, please, please screenshot your personal information, but send it to City Park League 2016 at gmail.com. Whatever bill that might be, it could be your car note, it could be utilities, your light bill, your gas bill.
Ooh, if
you are behind on a bill and you are in that final disconnection notice, because I didn't seen them. I didn't slept in the car. I didn't slept without no lights and couldn't wait till the morning came on to use for lights, or I didn't ran that damn cord from my neighbor house to get. So again, on behalf of the City Park League, on the all new Rise and Grind Morning Show, if you have a bill, if you're on the line, the numbers that's, I'll say the 23 viewers and those that didn't click on, because Councilwoman, what tends to happen in this social media, they'll be listening, but they won't click in to show that they in. They just listening right now. So then you get a screenshot like, damn, you was on the live, you was watching? Yes. So on behalf of the City Park League, if you have a bill, screenshot it, send it to City Park League 2016 at gmail.com, and we'll see where we can help you with those bills. It's been an awesome show this morning, Councilwoman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I feel so at home, so I definitely appreciate it.
And blessings to you in your business venture with the preschool, the daycare, with the families that's impacted by that. Not just the little ones, but the whole dynamic of going into childcare and being a business owner as well as representing the city of Toledo. We thank you. We love you
so much.
Yes, thank you.
Look forward to
everyone
for your
listening. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you for welcoming me on. Thank you to everybody that's listening in this morning, and just keep checking in because I'll be back.
Hey, right now it's the all new Rise and Grind show presented to you by the 419. Make sure you check out Real Table Talk with Leah Renee.
Hey.
And Leah, what we always say at this time.
Until next time. Mwah.